Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Nidhi, an AI assistant for this event. Welcome to the AI Era podcast, where we dive deep into the ever-evolving world of AI and explore its future impact. Today, we're excited to bring you to our first episode, which is the Future of AI, Insights from Ritu Toshinwala, founder of Chessify Club. I hope this podcast episode gives you more knowledge filled with insights, discussions, and groundbreaking ideas about the future of artificial intelligence. So, let's kick things off and dive into the conversation. Stay tuned for a thought-provoking journey ahead.
I hope the message finds you well. By my event assistant, Nidhi. Hello, I'm Vivek Pradhan, the host of AI and Era program. This is my first episode on this program. My episode name is The Future Insights of AI from Miss Ritu Toshinwal. So Miss Ritu Toshinwal is the speaker guest at my podcast. Miss Ritu Toshinwal did her completed her master's from the Duke University, and recently she found a company. Its name is Chessify Club, and she fabulously do in large language models. And I hope you all are watch full video from start to end to know about the computer vision, machine learning techniques, motivations of AI techniques, and many more. I hope you enjoy a lot with this podcast. So let's start.
I just want to introduce to our podcast is all about the AI and era. Hello and welcome to AI and era. I'm your host Vivek Pradhan, and I'm so much excited to host the podcast with Ritu Toshinwal, who is founder of Chessify Club, and she's the LLM research intern and completed masters from the Duke University. And with the specialization of machine learning and business analytics, we are providing so many things to AI and their future initiatives. Thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Ritu Toshinwal. And uh, and your work has a profound impact on the AI landscape, and I'm sure listeners are eager to hear our thoughts. So before we get into this podcast, Future of AI, could you start by telling us a bit about your journey?
Yeah. Thank you so much for introducing me, Vivek. It's my pleasure to be on your podcast and to be the first one. I hope you have a lot of amazing podcasts coming in. A bit about my journey. It started with undergrad. That's where I would start. I did my undergrad in BMS College of Engineering, Bangalore, and I did in electronics and communication. I was fascinated by electronics and wanted to get into it, and that was the phase of IoT. So I joined BMS, tried to do some things in IoT, and then we had the liberty to choose electives and subjects that we wanted to. And that's where I got introduced to machine learning and deep learning. And I'm still talking about the era where transformer was not a big thing. Transformers, another attention is all you need is another paper. We were more in the phase of RNN and LSTMs. Um, I got in touch with Nokia as well during my undergrad, and I got to do a project with them as well in machine learning. I was pretty sure about how my pathway would look like. I wanted to do my master's in machine learning before the AI hype came in later. But then I got an opportunity to work at Boeing. So I was like, okay, let me try how it is working at Boeing. Um, I was a software developer at Boeing for a year when I realized that AI is actually booming up, and this is the time for me to like jump into this opportunity. And fortunately, I got into Duke University. I'm doing my master's in electrical and computer engineering, and my track is machine learning and data analytics. So I started my master's again with the thought process of, okay, let me do something in the field of machine learning. But then I got introduced to AI side of it. I know for a lot of people, machine learning, deep learning, data science, and AI is all the same thing, but it's actually not. There's different things. And I got really interested in LLMs and AI, joining the AI era. I feel it's the right time for me to like know what is happening. Got opportunity here to work on different hackathons, also do a research on LLM. So it's been going good. I think the trajectory for me is started with IoT and then got interested in machine learning, did a bit of software engineering just for programming, and then joined Duke. Now I'm currently in the phase of AI, I would say.
So amazing, so amazing. And I'm pretty sure about your AI journey and with the machine learning and business analytics. It's fine. And the sparks you faced in your from the graduation to the master's, and after that your master career. So it's amazing. This journey is so much fun. So much, so much learning abilities are there. So actually, when someone is transfer or switch from a electrical background to a computer science background, for the it's like it's a booming period, like in the machine learning and AI is a booming period.
Yeah.
Okay, so what sparked your interest in machine learning and data analytics? Because many electrical engineering engineers or electronics communication engineers are going for some IoT devices, some IoT things they are doing with including the AI. But you are doing machine learning with the data analytics.
Yeah.
What does spark interest in machine learning and data analytics to do?
Yeah, a good question. I feel so I'm a person who thinks like you can't really decide on one thing until and unless you've like done a lot of things. So I have done IoT internship for one of the company back in undergrad. Just got saturated with it and then got into machine learning. I knew it was challenging for me because all my core courses were related to electrical, related to embedded systems in communication theory and microcontrollers. So I knew it was a difficult path, but I was blessed to have a college which let me take electives that I wanted to. So I could take electives in machine learning and deep learning, data science. I think that was one thing that sparked my interest. And when I actually, and I'm a very big founder of like math. I love math, and I feel like machine learning is a blend of math and programming together, and that's where I see myself. So I can like bring in, yes, it's difficult to transition between like electronics to machine learning, like completely machine learning. But I feel like in today's generation, with so many open sources that you have, um, it's an easy pathway for anyone to switch. If I can, I think anyone who's doing the electronics and want to shift completely in software can do it. India right now is also booming, giving a lot of opportunities. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So nowadays, the world is picking on the machine learning and they're switching to himself as the machine learning and AI products. Okay,
Yeah.
and uh, so what is the role of the business data analytics? Like data analytics you are doing so data analytics. So nowadays the business are grown up with the competitive manner. So how the machine learning is very useful for the data analytics or in the area of the business. So how the organizations, government organizations, private organizations are grown up with the machine learning and so much of AI technology.
Yeah. Yeah.
Could you please explain about it?
Okay, I get confused at this part as well. Like I feel the journey, let me break down the journey of how everything connects. First starting point of any project is, let's say you have requirements, right? You start as a data analyst or someone who's expert in the domain, let's say, for example, a government organization, right? As a data analyst, you won't know what are the requirements for the government organization, right? You need domain expert and data analysts. They are the people who make a lot of requirements that you want to work on, right? For example, I need so and so metrics. I need to know how many people are voting in Bangalore. I need to know what is the ratio. I need to know how can we increase if this ad. I'm just giving an example of a government organization. Let's say we're using machine learning in a government organization. Let's say other requirements are, I want to know if this advertisement would work and would promote people to vote, right? So let's say this is one of the requirement, and that's where data analysts see like, okay, is this a good requirement or not, right? That's where data analysts come in. Now moving on to data scientists, right? Data scientists are actually people who work on taking all the data that we have currently, let's say people who vote, people who don't vote, age, diversity, race, XYZ, area code, and all. And based on that, so I think machine learning comes into picture when you have a data and you don't know how to like use the data normally. Let's say if you have like 15 rows, you don't need machine learning for that, right? Easy peasy lemon, like you just have to like use a Python script and do. Machine learning comes to the picture with complicated requirements, and that's where data scientists come. Data scientist, I would define it as person who can take in requirements like produce visualization or results, right? Machine learning, using machine learning techniques. Next comes machine learning engineer. They are people I feel who taken things from data scientists and then use ML ops to deploy a model or deploy something. And then comes software developer. So this is how I would categorize. After knowing this, I think I am not a person who can do data analyst because I want to do more of like machine learning. So I would be like a data scientist or machine learning engineer in the domain, or AI engineer proceeding. So that's how I define, because I see like a lot of people getting confused between business analyst, data analyst, data science. What do actually people do? It also depends on organization. I feel how they divide these roles. But yeah, this is like a general take.
Yes, definitely appreciate with you about all these things. And it is a 2024. If we see to the since 1970 or 2010, if we talk about it, so many projects are in the machine learning and so many projects in the data analytics or in the AI. So what you see and what's your point of view towards we are we did some projects in 2010 with the help of the ML and AI. And in the 2024 up to 2050, what should we do to build our project in the domain of ML?
Yeah.
So there's more and more clarified to us.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, definitely like the things that used to happen has changed. I mean, leave about 2010. I think the projects that I did in 2020 for my undergrad are like a two-line codes now, right? Like, because all those things that I did back then was using like traditional PyTorch. PyTorch has changed so much. So there's so many changes in the TensorFlow, PyTorch. It just made us easier to build products. I feel how I see the trajectory of this going, and I was fortunate to talk to one of the Google employees as well about what their take is on future of AI, how it's gonna go. I feel the next big thing that's gonna come in AI is AI agents and multimodal AI. AI talking to each other. For example, let's say you wake up one day and there's an AI agent talking about everything that you have today to do, and that AI agent is talking to my friend's AI agent. So basically building this whole ecosystem is where the AI is going to go next. Talking to a few people in the industry, that's what I feel. You AI would become like a necessary skill for you to have, like how alphabets and numbers are essential for like kids, I feel like growing up, irrespective of what domain you are in, using these LLM models, using ChatGPT, prompting and stuff would become a very necessary things. But if you are someone looking on the technical side of how you can go about I think AI agent is something that is going on here. A lot of startups are rushing back to building wrappers around these models and trying to do predictions on them. So I feel like that's where the future is going, maybe 24 more years. I don't know what will happen in 2050. That's a very long-term goal, I would say. But then in next 2, 3 years, this is what I feel is going on in AI.
Yes, ma'am. So you talk about the LLM. So could you something the people who know about the LLMs, the large language models. So we people all know that large language model is that, but people cannot be cannot be expressed to all those things of LLM. So could you define that LLM particularly if the people who is going for the LLM work?
Mhm.
So how he expressed to himself in this
Yeah.
LLM?
Okay. So definition of LLM can be different for different people. I feel like LLM basically is a transformer model, right? And you make predictions out of it. LLM is nothing but making the next word prediction, nothing crazy happening over there. Um, so for different people, what I'm saying is, if you want to get into like technicality of it, um, go and read. Attention is all you need. I think it's a Bible for all the AI people right now. You understand what is attention, the crazy, know what are inner products, and try to know about it. But if you're someone who just wants to know how to use LLMs, how to use these models, go to ChatGPT, prompt it, and see the results. Right? You don't need to know what is happening behind the curtains.
Yes, yes, definitely. Yeah, and thanks so
Yeah.
much for your all the explanation. Is very fine. And so nowadays, people are so much uh, the product like in the IoT we are using some like smart security and smart security of the camera security, and some of them are the gate security, which is more including of the AI. So could you please explain about their ML projects, which is inside of this IoT, AI ML? Could you give some examples or with the explanation?
Okay, so it's been a while since I've touched IoT. It was just my internship that I did in IoT back then in bachelor's. And one of my project back in undergrad, I would say, because right now I'm not working on hardware, it's just working on the LLM side of just the software side of it. But if I had to give an example, I would say so what we did is we tried to do an example of a project, like automate the petrol bunk. And this was back in 2020. I feel right now it's become like over exaggeration, like it's already been implemented and stuff. But back in 2020, we had this project called automation of petrol bunk where we try to like automate everything that's happening at a petrol bunk. That's what we see in US as well, but it's not come to India yet. We try to use Arduino and then try to use the computer vision model, try to see the number plate of it and then connect it to a database, get the user ID and password, and then just ask user to like type the password so you can verify the number. It's like Paytm, or I would say, what is the thing called FASTag, right? Like FASTag for petrol bunks was our, yeah. We didn't do anything crazy like connecting that to ML or AI. It was just connecting to computer vision model for like the number plate part. Yeah, I think that was my only project involving hardware and software. Right now, my focus is just on AI. I don't know what is happening in the terms of like, IoT devices and yeah.
So, yes, definitely, ma'am. I appreciate with this answer. So you are saying that computer vision. So, as a student, people are going for the ML, yes, AI, all the projects. But when they are going to understand the computer vision concept, so what are the real things of the computer vision? What is the real meaning? Why we should learn computer vision? Would you please elaborate it?
Yeah. So I feel like so computer vision. now it's become too easy with all these YOLO models coming in. It's just you importing the model. Plus, I feel like if you want to build like a computer vision model or anything with vision, for example, you want to detect something, you want to detect someone's face and build something out of it. You want to detect license plate, you want to. So that's why computer vision comes into picture. I would say like if you're someone who wants to like improve the model, which is kind of difficult because we don't have, the data that big companies do. But if you are someone who's looking at just using the models, I think start with YOLO. It's a good start, and that's where I started as well. And for the project also, it's just researching it. I mean, there's so many domains that you can't really like keep a count on, okay, this is what is happening in this domain, this is what is happening in this domain. But I feel like computer vision is growing because everything like here, I think in the place that I am currently, Raleigh Airport is currently putting in CCTV cameras and face detecting everyone. And like they're making it seamless, and they're trying to like detect faces for like criminals and stuff. I mean, I'll not talk about the ethics part of it right now, but that's what computer vision has been used like throughout. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. I totally appreciate about all these things about you explain about the computer vision. It's nice. So people are really what like skill to that computer vision. After that is about the all about the detection and all about how we can implement to that.
Yeah.
So yes, ma'am. Uh, so would you so we are all are the college students. Like we are all like I'm in the third year of student, and someone is in second year, so the first year and the fourth year. So, as an undergrad student, what your tips and instructions about the internships for the college student who is in their second, third, or fourth year? Because first year is we all know that the first year is very enjoyable, but
Hmm.
the second and third and fourth year is more and more responsible, more and more hurdles to go for the projects and go for the internships.
Yeah.
So, what's your journey with this with your undergrad and how you can now give any kind of possibilities for the first, second, and third year, second, third, and fourth year students for the
Yeah.
internship.
Yeah, that's a good question. Because I feel a lot of students, even me, in first year, I was like, okay, I'm not ready to do any internship. Why will someone take me? Because I don't have any skills. Let my college teach me whatever skills, and then I'll apply, right? That was my mindset. But then I think, wrong at it because every break that I got during my bachelor's, I did an internship. And irrespective of what, like I first internship that I did was IoT internship with my seniors who started a startup. And the second internship I did was at a company, a startup called Study Room, and I was a business analyst. I didn't even know if I was interested in it, but I just wanted to like have an experience of how these companies work because I was still experimenting with what I'm actually looking for or what I'm interested in. And the third internship I did was in data science. And then, so every break, I did an internship in different domains. So I feel like for all the students who are applying, um, start applying. Like, don't wait for your college to improve your skills. Don't wait. Whatever you have, whatever skills that you have, just apply. If even if they're not paying you just for the experience, don't think about payment. The only payment that I got was like second or third internship. I feel the first internship that I did, IoT, was completely like I just want to gain experience and I'm joining in, right? Don't be hesitant to talk to people. That's what I was like initially. I was like, what do I even present to people? I don't know. I just completed my 12th grade and I joined engineering. I don't know what to present. That's okay. Like just go and talk because very few people able to talk to people, and then that's the only thing you have to do, just go and talk to people who are founders or maybe like professors. They have a lot of contacts, a lot of projects, and whatever internship you're getting, just go and experiment, just know how companies work. You will get some or the other skill from each internship that you do. So that would be my advice to all the students in
Yes, ma'am.
second, third, fourth year.
Yes, ma'am. And ma'am, I would like a question for this. Like, uh, like nowadays, the organizers are so much productive, and all the universities are also, they are so much competitive
Yeah.
regarding their research, regarding to their productivity. So people hiring to those students who is more and more full of skills, like everything, like machine learning. He should know about some PyTorch, pandas, and he should know the full stack development. And he might be a very good video editor or something, but he's very proficient with the 90%. And so that could he find any kind of internship or any kind of thing? So without the skills, or skills is so much matter nowadays. So what's your perspective? What's your point of view about it?
Yeah, I feel like skills do matter when you reach a certain level. Like companies, they know what is happening, right? In first year, they won't expect you to like have, multiple internships or, like some 100 projects on your GitHub. So companies know. I feel like just in your circle, if you look at like your professors, right, they will have a lot of connections. Just go and do research with them. Like just go and like do project with them. Like don't expect anything, irrespective of what is happening or what your timeline is. Just go and do project with them. That's how you can start maybe, and then that's how you can gain skills as well. I feel like skills is important. Yes, it's become very competitive now. When I applied for internship. So the first internship I got was because I just spoke to my seniors and they were starting a company. The second internship I got was through a friend. And then it's like, okay, this company needs this. Can you? I'm like, okay, I'll just try it out. Again, I think the only company that I did from college was called as Prime Numbers. It was a data analyst intern for like 4 5 months before my full time. That was the only company I gave an interview for. Others I just met and spoke to people. Networking is so important nowadays. More than your skills, I think networking is more important. I would say like skills is okay. Maybe you can just gain some skills with your projects and stuff, but networking is something that people are lacking.
Yes, I appreciate this point. Network is very, very important for us, because without a network, we cannot even know a single company, or we cannot connect with the people for the internships or for any kind of work. If the job regarding field, if it is in the field of internship, if we go for any kind of freelancing areas.
Yeah.
So also the research opportunities. Okay, and I'm so much appreciate towards this level. So, and I just know about your companies like Chessify Club. And so, how did you start your company, Chessify Club, and where it is? Like, it is in the Bangalore? And what's your motivation about this company? How you start this company, and why you start this company?
Okay, interesting question. I feel so it was never my intention to start a company. Chess is my hobby. I love playing chess. I was in my first year, just got to Bangalore, and then I had a tournament to play. I used to live in an apartment and then I came back from a tournament winning a trophy, and one of the parents, they randomly saw me with the trophy, and they're like, "Can you please teach my kids chess?" And just like I was like, okay, that sounds cool because I don't have like a lot of time to play tournaments. At least I can teach people chess. That's how my Chessify journey started. I never had an intention. I never knew how it would grow. Um, I never had a plan for it. I was just going for the flow. So 2019, I started Chessify Club with 10 people in my house teaching chess, just referring to online resources for my coach. That's how my Chessify Club started. Then going to and I mean from 10 it grew to like 20, 30 people in the apartment. It was getting chaotic, and then COVID hit. I was like, okay, I think that's the end of my small passion project or passion. But then during COVID, a lot of parents requested me for classes, right? They wanted the kids to do something productive. I was like, chess cannot be taught online. I never thought of like, chess being an online platform. And that's when it hit me that, okay, there is nothing that I cannot do online in chess, right? I can host tournaments online. I can teach people online, maybe with more resources and, with comfort and visuals. That's how actual Chessify Club started. again, I never had, even till today, I don't know how it became that big. It was my hobby, turned into business. I feel so I had few relatives and friends here in US. They helped me like grow in US. So that's how the journey. Right now, I think we have a lot of students in US, UK, Canada, India. The company is still in India, but I am operating from here. Not completely here and there when I get time, but it's automated process, so it's just happening by itself. It's a passive income for me. Um, and yeah, that's been my Chessify Club journey. It's been amazing. I always feel so happy talking about it. I think one of the best thing that happened to me. And all the students that I've gotten are organic. Like I've never invested my any of my money in advertisement or any of it. It's an before AI company, right? Now apparently there are AI tutors teaching chess. I don't know how it'll work, but yeah, that's how my Chessify Club started.
Wow, what's the motivation, man? This is all about the people who is having the hobby and they're converting to their
Yeah.
hobby into a company. It's amazing. It's it's totally amazing because it's this kind of experience and this kind of thinking thoughts we should have, because every people are ignoring their hobbies because of to learn the okay, we should learn the technology because of this is our bread and butter sometimes. So, like coding, programming, we should do, but we should follow our hobbies that may be helpful to our in our future.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
definitely. Yeah.
yes, yeah. Thank you so much for this. And ma'am, could you give some time to go for the charging? I think
Yeah,
my laptop is going.
yeah.
Thank you so much. Uh, we talk about you. You are from Bangalore. Okay, you completed your undergrad in India from the Bangalore BMS Engineering College. So after the undergrad, you are doing your masters at Duke University. So what do you think? And if you want to talk about the educational system, it's very sensitive and it is very circular to see how the students are thinking in India, how if someone is going to abroad or UK or any kind of university they're taking. So what's the thought process of that of you
Yeah.
mostly?
Um, so talking about education system, I think it's way too different. I think that was my first cultural shock in US. It took me one whole semester to get adjusted to it. Back in India, I think we focus a lot on exams, right? That's how the whole education system is based out of, from our childhood, first grade to like 12th grade, and in engineering, everything is based out of your exams, right? Or like maybe like one or two assignments here and there, but more weightage given to exams. So, but here in US, what I liked about the education system, I mean, I love India, but just the good parts of like what US is offering, uh, they're very assignment focused. So I would give an example. Let's say I have a class called neural network, right? We get an assignment every week and it is focused on the lecture that has been done, right? And these assignments are something that you need to think about, and we are majorly judged on these assignments. There's no exam, maybe a final project in the end, but it's a week on week process. So this actually makes you think a lot. This makes you keep up with the lectures, because back in undergrad I used to study one day before exams and just go for the exams, right? So most of us are like this, you procrastinate a lot and then in the end you go and give your exams. But then in US you cannot really do that, and I love that about the education system right here, because you have so many assignments coming up. So, and these assignments are not something we can copy and paste from like, Google, right? You need to do a little bit of thinking, be a little creative sometimes. and they're up to date with what is happening around us. Like one of my projects that I submitted last night was about fine-tuning GPT-2 and how you can fine-tune GPT-2 with like Wikipedia using a lot of techniques. So something that is happening around us. So yeah, most of the courses here are like that. They expect you to learn a lot outside the classroom. There is a concept professors don't teach like everything. You need to like know and then go and talk to TAs. So there's a concept called as TAs, which was unfamiliar with me. It's called teaching assistants, where you can go and there are students, PhD or master students, you can go and talk to them. You can talk to them about lectures, about assignments. And yeah, it took me one whole semester to understand how this works and how US education system work, because I was very used to, just studying for the exams kind of person. But then now I think it's changed, and I love that about the US system.
Yes, I appreciate with this answer. I'm so much happy to with this. We should follow the uh, students' thoughts and students' expression towards their projects only, because the assignment culture is always happening in India. There also, but people are really engaged to themselves solve the real world problems. Yes, the real world problems is nowadays very necessary. So if we talk about any kind of technology like AI, machine learning, and deep learning, so how people, because not every people is aptitudically very strong, but they want to know what is machine learning, they want to know what is AI, and they want to apply any kind of easy path for them, or any kind of easy path for them, because of the very weak in the
Yeah.
aptitude. Yes.
Yeah, so there is no easy path for anything, I believe. Like everything, you need to invest time in it. There is no shortcut, I would say, but then you would love the journey if you're looking for it. For machine learning, I feel like having a solid math is very, very important. That's what I've learned initially. Uh, Being good at linear algebra, I think one video series that I would recommend everyone is from W2 Brown, linear algebra. They have, I think it's called W2 Brown, but okay, something like that. But they have amazing series on linear algebra, on point on what you need to know before starting machine learning. Um, People just jump into like knowing what is PyTorch, how do you use PyTorch, how do but no, actually, if you really want to understand, like, let's say I give you a problem today, and I'm like, okay, apply some machine learning algorithm to it, right? How
Yes.
would you know which algorithm to apply? How do you know how to test it out? Like, how do you know how to improve it if you don't know what is happening under it, right? So I would suggest start with linear algebra, then go to data science, try out different messy data sets from Kaggle. There's so many of them. Do EDA on it. Try to see how you work with different sort of like numerical data, string, like images. So try to work with like messy data sets, and then start your journey of machine learning, right? Machine learning, again, just know about these algorithms behind what is happening. Just don't, you know, import PyTorch, Torch, import
Yeah.
TensorFlow, use
Yes.
that
Yeah.
model. I think it's
Yes.
much more than
Yes.
that. I mean, yeah, I think that GPT can do that for you, right? What are you offering to the world? So know about it. I think it's important if you want to become a machine learning engineer. And the next thing after knowing all these models is the deployment part, right? Okay, because in real world, you're not going to just design models for everyone, right? Even I am in the learning phase here, ML ops, right? Know how do you connect all these things? Once you do the machine learning in real life companies, data keeps, sorry, once.
Yes.
Okay, can you hear me? Do you hear
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
disturbance? Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, I feel like uh, you need to have the data pipeline, like know what is happening. In real life, that's what is used, because they'll ask you to update the data again and again. You can't, like, open your Jupyter notebook, code, run. That doesn't work in real life, right? So ML Ops, a very good course that I also started learning now, is from Krish Nayak. He's an Indian YouTuber, I feel. He just got an amazing Udemy course, and I am loving it. I am doing the same thing and just wanted to know, like, what is happening in MLOps. He covered a lot of projects, so I highly recommend doing that. I think after MLOps, you basically become an ML engineer, right? This whole system connects you to being an ML engineer. If you want to go into AI, just know more about, like, the models and how you can build rack systems, how you can use these things, like, yeah.
Should people should means like with students or any kind of people who is going for the machine learning, which they should know first of all thing is the mathematics.
Yes.
Without the mathematics, we can't explore any kind of algorithm. We cannot go for it to make any kind of algorithm.
I would not say, like, I'm not saying like very difficult
Yes,
math,
yes.
right? I'm just saying linear, like no differentiation, know what is inner products, know what is integration, like basics of linear algebra. I'm not saying like go and, like, do a whole course or like spend 6 months
Yes.
doing linear algebra. That's not my point, but just know the basics of it. That would help you understand, like, the math behind machine learning models.
Yes, ma'am, definitely. I appreciate with this point. And
Yeah.
so Um, by for the machine learning, everything is going to be developed nowadays. There are algorithms, there are things. Okay, yes, I'm so much appreciative about it. So students is in their fourth year, sixth, third year, they should go for the if they having any kind of ML interest or in kind yeah, or in the AI interest. So they should join for a job or they should go for the research opportunity. Because in the research, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, yeah. Good question. I think it depends completely on the person they are. I thought, like, before coming for masters, maybe I can also, like, do research, maybe try research part. But then I realized it's too much commitment. You in research, I feel you're solving, because I'm a research intern now. I know how it works. You've been solving like one problem, looking at different papers. You just, like, focused on one thing, and that requires a lot of patience, right? If you're someone who is able to do that, who can, like, give 5 years of your life doing one research and just putting all your thought into that, someone who is excited of reading papers and then doing research is okay, maybe a good plan. But if you're someone who wants to, like, work on the real life data and want to, like, make change in the world, do something, then go for job. So that would be my answer.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. The basically people they are doing research on ML.
Yeah.
Nowadays is going for the LLM. So it's fine, but how they should choose their universities if they want to go US or if any kind of like if they want to go for the deep university for their masters and for their research, what should they do from their undergrad?
From the undergrad, okay, that's a good question. But I would suggest um just to have a lot of projects, because that's how I applied for Duke University as well. Um, yeah. Um, just do a lot of projects. They don't expect, like, you interning at Google or something like that. Just make sure you explore a lot of things. You know why you're coming to a university for doing masters. One thing that worked out for me was while I was applying, I also emailed a lot of professors in Duke. I looked at their work and saw what they were doing. Luckily, I'm researching with the same professor I emailed before coming to US. So his name is Lois Cannon. I emailed him saying, okay, I want to come to Duke and this is my interest. This is what I've worked on. I really like your research. That makes you stand out. And I received an acceptance in 7 days after the email. So apart from you applying, doing your GRE, and then applying for the process, building your SOP and stuff, I think reaching out to professors, though it might be very tedious and time consuming, that is something that worked out for me. And that's one suggestion that I would give for everyone that's who are planning to apply for masters.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, Ritu.
Yeah.
The time is running out now. I think we have some work for this. I just go for the conclusion part. What's your motivation towards the students or for that employees, for the other employees? Okay. What's your motivation to go for the machine learning and to understand the future of the machine learning and the data analytics? What's your motivation to the students?
Okay. What's takeaway for people who wants to do stuff in machine learning is do it if you really like working with like data. It's not as fancy as it sounds. AI is not writing prompt to GPT. I think it's much more than that. If you really want to work in machine learning or AI, make sure you love mathematics. You love working with like messy data. Um, Try to experiment a lot is what I would say, because I never started my journey with machine learning, right? I started as an IoT intern, which is completely different than what machine learning is. So experiment with things that you like, try out different things. You're never running out of time. And I believe like all the internships that I did, from starting internship to my work at Boeing to now being an LLM intern, I've learned a lot of skills throughout. At least I know how startups work. At least I know what they're expecting out of it. So uh, just grab any opportunity that you get, experiment with everything, try out different things in your life. If you're really someone who's enjoying working with data and want to get into this AI era and AI boom, it's a very good place. This is a very good start, amazing time period for you to be in AI. A very few people know about what is actually happening in AI, and that's what my one of my professors says. She's like, you are among the top 1% who knows what actually is happening in AI, right? People know how to use it, but then they don't know what is behind AI, right? How it is working and what is happening. So if you're someone into that, then you're in top 1%. You've already made it to top 1%, right? That's my motivation. That's my summary or conclusion, I would say, Vivek.
Uh, Thank you, thank you so much.
After this podcast, I felt you learned something. You learn about the computer vision. You hear about the machine learning techniques. You hear about some computer vision techniques. You learn about some artificial intelligence, their future aspects, and all. So, so what after that? You should learn and more grow. Yes, we believe on that. Thank you so much. And thank you. Watch my video, watch my podcast very efficiently. Thank you so much to all of you. And give like, share, and because of the sharing is always to be caring also. So after that, you can get more and more beautiful podcast in future. So thank you. I hope so you are doing well and God always gives you very finest things. Thank you so much.